Yo, what's up, aliens? AHEE here with another tutorial. So, have you ever tried this mixing technique that I call resonant EQing? It's where you turn the Q up all the way on your EQ and then add either big dips or spikes in the gain to boost or cut a specific frequency. I use the plugin Span by Voxango and a frequency chart to determine where exactly to EQ something. By the way, Span is a free download on the Voxango site. And also, my frequency chart is a free download on my Gumroad as well, and I'll link that in the description. Free stuff! Now, let's listen to an example in this song I just released this week called Ostrich Banana Zone. But first, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Every little bit of engagement helps us out tremendously in the algorithm, and leaving a comment also helps out so much. Y'all did such a fantastic job on the last video about MIDI 2.0 and Serum 2.0. Let's keep the momentum going. Thanks y'all so much. All right, let's dive in. So here in the breakdown, there is a sub bass synth with a noisy, ringy top end. To me, it feels too high pitched and not enough sub. Let's look at it through Span. We can see here there are two large spikes in the top end. Let's pull those frequencies down with resonant EQing. First, I'll hover my mouse over the exact spiking frequency. You gotta line it up just perfect to get it over that bit. And Span will tell us in the top left corner what frequency this is. And this really loud one seems to be 11.8 thousand hertz. All right, so now we'll put an EQ8 on this channel, and on the frequency node of the EQ, we'll type in 11800 for 11,800 hertz. Hit enter, and we'll turn the Q all the way up. And now we'll listen as we turn the gain down to hear when it's not so resonant anymore. And negative 7.8 dB seems good to me. Now let's see it again in Span. And you can see that, yes, the frequency is not as loud. Good stuff. But the other spike is still pretty gnarly. It's right about 19.6 thousand hertz. So we'll do that process again of typing in 19600 for 19,600 hertz in the EQ, hitting enter, turning up the Q, and listening while turning the gain down. Now this sound doesn't feel as harsh or piercing. Yeah. And also, it looks lower in volume in Span as well. Awesome sauce. All right. Have you ever encountered this technique before? Is it helpful? Let us know in the comments. We really want to know. And let me know if you end up using this or if you already do use it. But also, I want to let y'all know, if you ever feel like you've overdone the EQing cuts or haven't added enough, instead of adjusting each EQ separately, instead you can use the scale function in the EQ to either expand or reverse your gain amounts. You can see here as we turn it up, it boosts everything all at once, or we can actually turn it down and then even reverse it so it does the opposite. Sometimes I've found some happy accidents that way. This is extremely useful if you have a lot of points to adjust. And yeah, I think this is just a super useful technique. Now, another example of resonant EQing is using it to boost instead of cut. When listening to this sub in relation to the track and the parts preceding and following it, I wanted to turn up the sub. So let's find out what note our sub is. I'll look in the MIDI of this and I see it's an F. Don't always trust that, but in this particular case, it's just a sine wave, so I trust it. Now, using my frequency chart, if we go into the low notes, we can see a low F is 43.7 hertz. So in our EQ, we'll type in 43.7, make sure to hit that decimal, and then hit enter. We'll turn up the Q and this time boost the gain on that frequency so the sub note is louder. This is especially helpful if you have like multiple notes. In this particular case, I didn't need to do this way. I could have just boosted the low end because it's just a single note playing. But especially when there's multiple notes, sometimes certain notes can be louder than others. And so I like to boost and cut the specific notes to balance them out perfectly. Another thing is you can also loosen the Q on one of the boosts if you want to boost like a more general area rather than a specific frequency. Especially this is helpful with like a pitch bent sub that you're trying to boost or cut. Overall, with this technique, I want y'all to get into your head that you can force frequencies into and out of any sound just with a simple EQ. It's pretty amazing, and if you like this technique, please let me know in the comments and subscribe for more music production tutorials, news, and other goodies. Now, before I go, I am super stoked to share that I've released 5 new songs this last week. 4 of them are heavy glitch hop eaters with Ill Gates' producer Dojo that sound like this. And also a more chill melodic dubstep single called Feeling Colors that's out on Excision's Subsidia. Yes, it's a vibe. I'll provide links below on where y'all can listen to those, as well as grab my latest Serum preset pack called Alien Bass. It's the culmination of about 6 years of working in Serum. The pack contains 165 Serum presets, including presets that I used to make those songs that we just listened to. I am super confident that y'all will get so much use out of this pack, and you could learn so much just by reverse engineering all the presets. It's literally like hundreds of tutorials worth of knowledge in there, and y'all will just love it. I'll link y'all a demo in the description as well, where you can hear the sounds before getting it. All right, I'll see y'all next week. Peace, aliens.